My boyfriend hates my dog. He told me to get rid of him.
Sounds like someone I know.
I'll try to keep this short, but I think it will end up longer than I expect. I live in a house with one roommate, 23 female, who is also my best friend. Over the summer, 2 things happened.
Uh-oh.
And by the way, this comes from user dogthrowaway91, and if you want to submit your stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. One of my family's 2 dogs became very ill, and my stepfather walked out on our family 2 days before my half-brother, 16 male, birthday.
Wow.
Needless to say, things got hectic, and I moved back in with my family for a couple months to help take care of the dog and try to provide some stability for my brother. Sick dog had to be put to sleep, which was really hard. My mother also had to find a new place since she could not afford the old house on her salary alone. She finds the perfect house, but the landlord did not allow pets. My landlord does, however, and after clearing it with my roommate, I decided to bring Galahad, 7 male, home with me.
Aww.
I've always loved Galahad, but since he's, quote, moved in, we're pretty much inseparable. Nothing makes me smile like this little dog. Roommates adore him, and we often joke that he is our child. My friends love him too, and he is very cute and tends to charm everyone. Everyone except my boyfriend, it seems. Boyfriend was never very keen on Galahad. I guess cordial is the best word for it, if you can apply that to a relationship with a dog. I always assumed it was because he's a cat person. 2 cats at his place.
Oh, there it is.
This never really bothered me until last weekend. I'm planning on going to a dog Halloween party hosted by the Humane Society. The roommate is going to this party as well, and we are dressing up as medieval maidens, and Galahad is going to be a knight. I was excitedly telling my boyfriend about these plans and showing him our costumes when he freaks out. He said Galahad shouldn't be around other dogs or even strange humans because of his behavioral problems. I was surprised, because Galahad gets along great with dogs and people and has never shown aggressive behavior. Boyfriend ranted for a while, but here's a condensed version. When Galahad wants attention, like to be in someone's lap or get pets, he'll lick your foot or leg, almost always just once.
John, we're going to get back to the story, but you're old.
You're as old as me now, pal.
I might be as old as you, but I feel like you have oodles more wisdom.
I've got some wisdom in this old noggin.
You got a piece of wisdom for me right now?
Always respect you.
And I think the other piece of wisdom that I've learned from John is join OK Storytime memberships.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Get it now while I'm still alive.
And now back to the story.
I don't mind this, but I realize not everyone feels the same. When guests are over, I try to distract and redirect him from this, but I let my guests know it's okay to tell him no. When he hears no, he will not repeat the behavior. When someone he does not know enters the house, Galahad will bark a couple of times. This is not an aggressive bark, it's more like an attention bark. The only other times that he barks is when he needs to go outside or when he sees me grab the treat bag.
So Galahad and I are like the same person.
So Galahad sleeps on my bed on a special blanket. Boyfriend does not like this, so when he's over for the night, I put Galahad in his crate in my room. One night, boyfriend insisted that the crate be placed in another room. All right, this guy just sucks. Can we just make it clear?
Dude, bro's so
the boyfriend
jealous.
actually, the boyfriend sucks.
How can a dude be jealous of a dog?
I complied, but Galahad hated this and cried for about 30 minutes until I brought him back into my room. He went to sleep normally then and slept quietly the rest of the night. Galahad likes to be watched while he eats. This started when the other dog was put down, and I noticed Galahad lost a lot of weight and ate very little. I had to coax and encourage him to eat, which eventually turned into me sitting at the table next to his bowl with him for about 15 minutes while he eats. Boyfriend lists all of these as problems, including that I'm too obsessed with Galahad, and ending with he thinks I need to send Galahad back to live with my family. I explain to him why that is not an option. He said he didn't want to come to my house anymore while Galahad is still here. I asked him if that was an ultimatum, and he told me, take it how I wished. This guy sucks. This week, our communication has been the bare minimum, and boyfriend still seems very upset with me. Roommate is furious about it. I just want to smooth things over. Should I take Galahad to a dog training class? Train him to do what?
It'd be a night.
I don't have the money for a personal dog trainer, and I think Galahad is just being a normal dachshund for the most part. Am I in the wrong? And it's a dachshund? He's hating on the dachshund? Update number 1. I've been asked to update, so here it is. I want to thank everyone who took the time to respond. I got a couple questions asking if I was minimizing Galahad's behavior, and I think I was. Mainly the barking thing. Galahad only barks a couple times at people entering the house, but he is loud. It can be startling to people who aren't familiar with him. Also, the wanting to be watched while eating, I think I downplayed it because I managed to work it into my routine easily, and I have a lot of guilt over him dropping so much weight. This isn't normal behavior, though, and needs to be corrected. With all of this in mind, I decided Galahad should be enrolled in a dog training class, and hopefully I could address his other behaviors with a professional. I plan to tell this to boyfriend on Halloween, and hopefully it would all work out. Well, it didn't. I texted boyfriend Halloween morning that I wanted to come to his place and talk before or after the Humane Society Halloween party. He didn't respond, so me, roommate, and Galahad got costumed up and went to the party. It was a blast, and I could tell Galahad enjoyed some canine company. On the way back to the house, boyfriend calls me and asks me to come over so we can talk. I tell him I have to drop off a roommate and Galahad first, then I would be right over. He just hangs up.
What?
I get to his apartment, and I can tell he's pissed. He asks why I haven't gotten rid of Galahad. I tell him I'm not getting rid of my dog, and I tell him about taking him to classes. Boyfriend says that's not good enough. We fight for a while. Neither of us would bend. We ended up breaking up. I get back home and roommate can tell I've been crying, so we spend the night watching Bill and Ted, drinking wine, and calling ex-boyfriend a medieval wienerhead. I'm lucky to have such a great friend.
Righteous!
All right,
did
so
it.
we've done it.
We freaking did it, guys.
We're at the finish line. This is good.
Yeah, that's
This is
weird. I feel if this would continue, he would want to control other things rather than the presence of your dog in your life.
Update number 2. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last update on this subject unless something crazy happens. Thanks for all the support in my previous posts. So, last Saturday, I got a surprise visit from X. I asked roommate to watch Galahad in another room while I talked to X. He actually showed up with a box of dog treats. They were for large dogs, so they were way too big for Galahad, but it was a really sweet gesture.
Do not feed those dog treats to the dog.
We chit-chat about various things for a couple minutes, then X apologizes, says he misses me, and that he wants me back. As much as I've played tough in my posts, I really love this guy, and breaking up has been hard. We started to talk about how we could make it work. He proposed that we could hang out at his apartment, and if he came over to my house, Galahad would be put in a different room than us. No, still no.
The issue is still about Galahad.
What? Like,
Yeah, this is.
I need a clear-cut reason why you literally cannot stand my dog.
Yeah.
Like,
The only-
what's going on here?
The only thing I could be like, I'll give him it is if he's allergic. That's it.
You're right, but no
he's not.
indication of that.
But he's not.
I told him I needed time to think and that I wasn't ready to jump back into official status yet, and his demeanor completely changed. He got quiet for a second and then said, "What the F?" His voice got angry, not sure if I would say raised, and then he went on about how I should just accept his apology, that he was doing everything to make this relationship work, and I was purposefully sabotaging it. I could feel tears welling up, and he said, "And now you're gonna effing cry." Hey, what a bunch of great evidence right there as to why you shouldn't be dating this guy.
So you have
Yeah.
your first fight, and this is how he fights you?
The roommate walked into the room from the living room to the kitchen and went to get something from the fridge. X then took this as his cue and got up and left without saying anything else to me. By the way, we're going to say a whole bunch of more stuff to you when you listen to full episodes with stories like this. All you have to do is go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts, right? And search OK Storytime. So, to pull a Taylor Swift, we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
I don't like OP now. OP, you
Fight
are
him,
the
chat.
a-hole.
Fight him, chat.
OP, Go
Just
Bills.
kidding. Just kidding.
Since then, I've blocked him on all social media except Instagram, where I've been posting pictures of Galahad. It's petty, but it makes me feel better. In other news, I've been training Galahad to eat by himself.
Sorry, one second. Can you see if you can find pictures of Galahad? Thank you. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mixed success so far, but slow and steady wins the race. And that is the end of that story.